Good day, Manchester United loyalists. It is good to be back on another episode of the Footy with Manchester United fan corner. And like always, I'm not alone. I'm here with a brand new face on the episode, but I'm sure we're going to have a lot of fun. Oba, welcome to the Manchester United Footy Week episode. This is your debut episode, so
Yeah, thank you very much, Tamiat. Nice meeting you, and I'm so happy to be in this platform. It's one of the things I've always liked, and it's a dream come true.
it looks like we have Tunde here too. Boss,
Yeah,
it's good.
that's good.
Ah,
Have you started?
yeah, we're just starting. We're just starting. We're doing the brief introduction. This Oba is
Oh,
new
okay.
to the. This is first episode, so yeah.
Yeah,
So I just think the introduction. We just do the introduction and we dive in. Oba has introduced himself, so just briefly introduce. So we just dive in.
okay. Oh, I'm Babatunde Idumu, Manchester United fan, Manchester United supporter, and yeah, it's good to be here.
It's good to have you back after a long time, long time away.
Yeah,
All right. Let's dive into the business of the day. Yeah, like we all saw during the week, Manchester United crashed out of the UEFA Champions League. Manchester United are currently on a trophy drought, and this has been the worst in over 40 years. The last trophy we won was under Jose Mourinho, which was which was the Europa League in 2017. Before that, we won the FA Cup with Louis Van Gaal, and last season we came close. We were in the final of the Europa League, but we didn't make it. The season before that, we were semi-finalists in the FA Cup, in the League Cup, and also in the Europa League. And this season now we're out of the Champions League in round of 16 stage. It's 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 really appalling, and we are currently fighting for survival in the top four, which which I think can only happen if Arsenal shoots themselves in the leg. So it's like it's been over 5 years now since we have won any trophy. And this team now currently we have a win rate of 45% in all competitions this season. What's the way forward, guys? What is happening with this Manchester United team? All right, do you want to go first?
Okay, let me go first. Everything, it's been a very sad season for we United fans and all over the world. It's more of like tears for everyone. But I think the most important thing is I think the structure of United since Alex Ferguson left has been so alarming. And it's not just about we changing managers. We have tried to change managers and we have seen it's not working.
Yeah.
So I think most of the problems have come from Ed Wood. When Ed Wood was the managing director. And the recruitment generally. There was no structure and it's really let us down. And the only way forward now is for us to start from scratch, start from the beginning. See Liverpool, Liverpool is a testimony. See Chelsea, see Arsenal, Arteta is trying something new and it's working. So we have to forget about new names. We have to forget about why we want to sign players of 190 million, 120 million. We just have to go back to the scratch, sign hungry players, kind of sign players that like Vidic, players that want to play for the badge, and recruitment process must change. That's one of my take.
Okay, well, Batunde, what's your take on this trophy drought that we are currently on?
yeah. It is mind-boggling. It's not surprising, seeing all that we've been doing for the past few years, but it has all led to this point. And what I think we should be doing as a club is start afresh, just like Robert said, start afresh, get hungry players, get players that are ready to not just make a name for themselves, but are hungry to do something. I recently was talking with someone, and we're talking about Liverpool's new signing, Luis Diaz. He's hungry. He wants to play. He don't care who's already in the roster. He wants to
Yeah.
deliver, and those are the type of players that we can sign. And one of the crazy things is that those type of players are typically not 80 million, 100 million players, right? Those players that are still fresh, are still new, recently scouted, just making their name for themselves, and you can get those players in, and that's what I think Man United should do: get those players in, and yeah, go from there.
Hungry players. Hungry players. Let's do a quick review of the matches that we have played since the last podcast episode. So since the last podcast episode, we faced Manchester City, and we received a proper thrashing against Manchester City. Then we faced Tottenham, where Ronaldo came through and delivered an hat trick. Then during this week, we faced Atletico. Against Manchester City, we received a proper thrashing. Let's just call it what it is. Um, De Bruyne scored a brace in the first half. Then Mahrez finished it off with a brace in the second half too, and it was nothing to write home about. It was like Manchester City were using us to do training in that game. Oba, what's your take on the match?
Oh man, that much was really really painful. Yeah, as we all say, it still comes up with the setup and the way everything has gone in the past years. But that particular match against Man City and against Atletico, against Man City, apart from blaming the players, I'm still going to have a little bit. I have to blame, the manager. R.R. Ragnick, since he came in, yeah, he has done a pretty okay job, just an average job. We have not been conceding too many goals, just maybe the previous games. But what I think he was supposed to do, okay, you came to a club, you have your structure, you have what you want to do. But what I thought was, I know these coaches, you guys, they watch clips and you watch people that play Man City. You can't. Man City is the best possession team in the whole world. And you can't want to play Man City and you say you want to press them high. Man United players are very lazy. We can't once we press for 20-25 minutes, we are tired. Even shot against Atletico, we don't have the legs to play again. And you played a false nine and you wanted Pogba and Bruno to press. After that, okay, they had a good first half. After second half, they could never touch the ball. And what I thought Wagner should have done, you have clips. How did Solskjaer how did Solskjaer beat the Pep? How did he beat Pep? How did even Vieira beat Pep? You need to sit back and counter. That's all you needed to do. Sit back and counter. Forget whatever you want to do. Forget your plan. Every game has his approach. Against let me go to sports. Against sports, it was just Ronaldo's brilliance. The team played just a
Yeah,
little bit okay. It
yeah,
was without brilliance, it was just they did okay, fine. Ronaldo was just so good, let's give it to him, the goats. It was excellent. Talk about Atletico. Atletico too. I'm also going to blame the coach. You are playing an Atletico Madrid that you should know that they play more of like a negative and they are extremely physical. You can't come there and say you want to play your pattern. All you needed in that game was experience. I don't want to blame him for starting a Elanga because Elanga is in form, but I just thought we needed experience in that game. Play your experienced players in that game. Play your Wan-Bissaka, play your Matic, play your Pogba, play your most experienced player. Play the World Cup winners. Let them know, Pogba, this is a final. You have to go for your best legs. And when it's like second half, you bring in the runners to run them. He worked in the first leg when Elanga came in. But that approach, we pressed and pressed for 25-30 minutes. We played after second half, they were totally negative. They were just negative. I saw a ratio of the time on the ball in second half. We had only about 12 minutes that we played in the whole
yeah.
second half because we were always just
Every
falling down.
block.
And that's typical Atletico. So the coach should know that. You should know that. You don't come and say you have your pattern. You want to do this. You don't want to do this. That's my take. I really blame the coach for those two games. Apart from the players, where we know the players have been playing below standard. We know that they're extremely terrible. But for the coach, I think he got it wrong with those games. I think he got it totally wrong.
And I agree with that
Obviously, what's
because
your take on Manchester City crashing Ronaldo brilliance at Tottenham and the Atletico display?
yeah, I mean, I agree totally with about 100% on three of those on those three games. It is obvious that the manager has his tactics of what he wants to play, regardless of what the opponent is bringing. And I, as much as I think he wants to impose himself and his ideologies, I also think he should worry about the each game as they progress. I think you should adjust based on the games. Against City, it kind of showed up for a bit in the first half, but in second half was just City all the way. And he could have made some changes. He could have tweaked his tactics one way or the other. The same approach or a similar approach was what he had, was what he put into effect against Spurs, that we dominated them. That same approach would not work against an Atletico team. Again, it all
Yeah.
boils down to who the manager is, what his philosophy is about, and what he wants to be known for. The thing is, we don't have the players that can work in that capacity. We don't have the players who are strong enough to run 90 minutes. We don't have the players who are technical enough to be technical all 90 minutes. Like we have players who get lazy, who are lazy, who are tired, who get tired quickly, who forget their position quickly. So he should factor those in when he's making his decision, when he's making tactics. But again, you have to consider the fact that he's in a way short-handed. He was handed this team with at the middle of the season with players that are not, that we already know. We have already agreed from day one that these players are not good enough. Anything that he did or anything that he has accomplished with this team, I think we should just take it as it is and hope for the best going forward, especially for the summer. I personally, as a Man United fan, I've signed off. I logged off this season.
Yeah,
With
he said it a while
the
ago.
moment Watford beat United, I signed off. So even if we hired Ragnick
Mhm.
and all of those things, the bringing Ragnick was a positive to me, right? Mainly because it seemed like the club was looking into the future. Like he was coming into an interim position that he was at that time not going to be permanent manager for. I don't know if that would change, but I would hope it don't change. I would hope that he goes up to the directorial board, wherever it is, and then hire someone else. For that, with that mindset, I personally did not expect Man United to do so much on the field or even to qualify for Champions League next season. I just expected a situation where we'll be in a position during the summer to have something to build for, for next season, no, I'm sorry, for the coming seasons, So with every game, I think you should adjust his tactics. But again, you have to think about the man. Like the man was coaching in where before we brought him. So I don't think he was brought on for his technical abilities or for his tactical abilities. I think he was brought on for something else. And he's just fulfilling in this capacity until the club makes that decision. So whatever he does, as long as hopefully we're able to make Champions League next season. But if not, it's as long as we don't fall below Europa League position.
But that's been the problem. Each manager coming in, they are inheriting the players from the previous manager, and
Yeah.
it just keeps going on and on and on. Nothing fits, nothing works. But at least in big games, we had Ole to pull pull magic for us. So let's just talking about Manchester United players. Let's talk about Harry Maguire, captain, 80 million signing, most expensive defender in the world. Let's talk about Harry Maguire for a minute. He has been getting a lot of critical review in the press lately, and well, he got a call up for England today, so that's a positive thing. But his performance for Manchester United recently, it has not been on par. And what's your take on Harry Maguire generally? And going into the next season, like Tunde said, hopefully we get a new manager. Do you still think he should retain the captain band? Aba?
Yeah, for Harry Maguire, yeah, a lucky chap. He's Southgate's boy. Southgate likes him. He played well in the Euros, played well in the World Cup. Was on the team of the World Cup and the Euros. So playing for England is a different ball game. Playing for your country, it's more of like a cup competition. He has one of the best defensive midfielder in the Premier League, Declan Rice and Phillips, playing for him. Most times, Southgate plays like a three at the back, more compact. Southgate is very, very conservative as a coach. He favors him so much. But for United, we don't have a DM. We don't have Fred is not a DM. Scott is not a DM. And we don't have our attackers don't track back. They don't mark. They don't tackle you. We have so many, little things that we have not changed in our game that is really, really affecting Maguire. But for that should not really be the reason. Maguire has been so poor this season. He's trying to do what as a defender. You see, this guy's a testimony in Lille. Fonte, I don't know. I think Fonte is almost 40 years old. Fonte of Portugal.
Reform.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was in West Ham. Yeah, he's still playing. If you see, as a central defender, you don't really need a lot of pace. You just need to position. Vidic was never fast. Terry was, you just need to be, to have how you're going to position yourself. And as a leader, I don't know if he has problems with his family or maybe it's because of the role he so poor. It's been so poor. And everything depends on the next manager. Changing the captain sometimes can really destabilize the team. But with
Yeah.
this performance this season, I think Harry Maguire is
The
coming
team
to
does
is
not
coming
look
to
like
an
they
end.
are being led. That's the problem. The
No, he's
team on
not.
the team, when you see them on the field, they don't look like there's somebody leading them. So it's coming to tell the, the leadership presence is really not there. And as a player, Harry Maguire has not been it this season. He has not been it for Manchester United this season. Babatunde, what's your take on our captain?
Yeah, first off, I did not think he deserved to be captain at the time he was given a captain armband, and that's going to be difficult to return to someone else because it will tell on his performance, especially with him being in having a terrible time right now. At least for the most part of this season, he has been poor, right? So I don't. It's going to tell on him going forward, especially if the next manager doesn't trust him enough to lead the team. He's not the lead. He doesn't seem like the leader type. He has the build, but he doesn't have the communication of a leader on the field while game is going on. And I think it's going to tell a lot on his personality or even his play when if the manager coming in should take that armband from him. Now, in terms of his performance, of course, he has been poor this season. He has been a disaster this season. But every player goes through that spell, right? I don't, in the heat of every game, I always say Maguire is the worst, Maguire is the worst. But looking at it, really, he's not that bad a player. He's just having a bad time. There was a time when we were looking for someone else to replace De Gea because De Gea was just almost the worst goalkeeper in the world. There was a time when we were looking for someone to replace Shaw. There was a time when we were looking for someone to replace Pogba. And even Fernandes, as good as if you look at chances that he has created a lot of chances this season, but he has not been the Fernandes of 2 seasons ago or last season, right? So they are going through something, and I believe the change of manager and the change of everything, middle of the season, with them crashing out of almost every competition, with them drawing each game, I think it psychologically affects each of them, and then they are forced to making errors, which they shouldn't be making anyway. But they think they do need. I believe that all the players need the summer to come sooner rather than later, so that they can go and regroup. They can have something to look forward to for next season. Maguire, do I want him to be stripped of the captaincy armband? I would like for it to happen, but if they're going to change captain, it has to be someone who Maguire would look at and be confident that, yeah, this person is better than me, right? If I don't think we have that person at the moment. Like, we can give it to De Gea, but why are we giving it to De Gea? De Gea is not. It doesn't seem like a leadership material to me, right? We can give it to Fernandes, but Fernandes is new in the team, as new as Mcguire. If not, I mean, Mcguire has been in the team longer than he has. I don't see Fernandez as the leader person. At least not yet. Who else would they give it to? It has to still be with Mcguire. At least for the sake of balance and the team, for the sake of he's I don't think he's worth 80 million, right? He hasn't played like an 80 million player, but I think he still needs to hold the captain armband for the sake of keeping the team together, for the sake of his own for him to, because I want him to be the as good a defender, if not better than Ferdinand, that we once had, or even better than Vidic. The only way that can happen is if the team trusts him enough to continue on in that role. If we just treat him like we treated Smalling and Jones, best believe he won't. If we take away the captain and from him, he would turn to one of those quickly.
Yeah. Speaking of Manchester United players and crashing out of the Champions League, let's talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. They are, as it is now, except Arsenal shoot themselves in the leg, our chances of playing in the Champions League next season are looking very thin. What do you think Ronaldo will stay? No Champions League football next season. We're going to the Europa. Let's just play that scenario. Will Ronaldo stay
I've,
or will he?
I've been I've been trying to discuss it with a lot of my friends, and but I don't know. I don't know. For me, I'm indifferent. If he wants to stay, he should stay. If he wants to go, he should go. But Ronaldo is just Ronaldo's figure. He still wants to play in Europe. He doesn't
Yeah,
mind going to play in Portugal, to play in Champions League for Sporting Lisbon. He doesn't mind going to, he wants to play in Europe. He believes he's still an Europe material. He doesn't want to go to US or Qatar or something, And for him to stay in United to play Europa, that means that's just going to show his true love for Man U. If we don't make top four, that will just show his true love for Man U. For him to come down that level, any player can play Europa if you don't make top four, But for him to do that, it is just going to show his true love that I love this club and I want this club to come back to the Champions League and I'm going to stay. But for Ronaldo and his agent, I don't see that. I don't know
yeah,
what's going to happen in the summer, but I don't see that. But the Ronaldo I know, I don't see him playing in Europa. But anything can happen. Let's see.
yeah.
And I said, for the true love, maybe he's going to stay, but time will tell.
Abatunde, Cristiano, stay or go?
I would love him to stay. I think he will stay, but we have to look at, and the reason I think he will stay is we got to look at the teams that he can or he may like to play for. You will definitely. I don't know that Madrid will want to take him back. I don't think he will want to go to Madrid. Um, what's the other one? Juve to go to Italy. I don't think any club in Italy would be able to foot his bill financially. Inter Milan may be able to, but I don't know that he will want to do that. The other options are France and Portugal. Would you want to go to France to play with PSG? I mean, anything can happen. Messi is there. It might be time to build a real galactical team. The next option would be, I think, for him, will be to go back to Portugal. So the question now is, will Man United be at the position where they can qualify for Champions League next season? I mean, the team in front of us is Arsenal, and it is possible. I believe we can still overtake Arsenal. It's still Arsenal. They have more games to play than we do, right? So their demise is always in their hand. That's my own personal belief. But even if we make it to Champions, even if we get to the fourth position, we attain that fourth position. Is the team good enough with Ronaldo in it? As much as I love Ronaldo, as much as he will want to be in Champions League with Man United, I don't know that he is the best fit for Man United at that, like going forward, right? He's going to be 38 next year. That is not the elite footballer that you want leading your ranks, right? So I would like him to be at the club, but I think he will stay, but I don't know. we can't say the summer. I mean, this past summer showed us that anything is possible and anything can happen. So yeah, anything can happen when summer comes.
Yeah, yeah. We hope it stays, but I still think we need fresher legs in the forward position, the striker positions, fresher, younger legs. But enough about Cristiano Ronaldo. While we are still on player watch, let's talk about Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford is not having a good season. He's not in form at the moment. He's having a terrible season. Since he came back from his injury, it has not been pure bliss for him. And after the Atletico game, there was some altercation with some Manchester United fan while they were walking out of Old Trafford, and some fans said some things to him, and he was all hyped up going there, and some security guy they stopped him, and then he had to go his way. But um according to the video, yeah, he said to the fan that if he should come and meet him at the back, if he can say whatever he was saying to his face and all of that. That transpired. All of that aside, there before then, he said that he was not getting enough playing time, and there have been rumors of maybe some clubs want to sign him and all of that. Marcus Rashford has been in the news for a whole lot of reasons recently, and they are not all looking good. But some people are saying, there are some rumors rather, that all of this maybe might build up to Manchester United a contract, or offering him a new contract, new improved contract. He's not having a jolly ride this season at all.
Yeah, for Marcus Rashford, well said. His last 3 or 4 seasons have been, has been above average. He has been good. He has scored, I think, over 20 goals this season, about 20 goals this season. Rashford at this level, I think, is about 24, 25 years old now. It should be,
Yeah,
should be getting closer to maybe Mbappe's level. That's why I should see Rashford. Well, he's done. He's more of like a footballer, a politician. He was injured. He played with a lot of injuries last season. He came back, not gotten himself together. Rashford has to know one thing: if he has to learn, if you are still in a learning curve, you must learn. You must learn. And that's one thing I think Rashford, the problem Rashford is having. He feels he's already on top. He has a lot of work to do. This is the issue. You have a lot of work to do as a footballer. You can't come and play at United and say because you are fast, you want to beat 4 players, want to beat 5 players. You need to keep it simple. You need to keep it. See Luis Diaz that Liverpool play. The Premier League is a very, very physical league and fast league.
yeah,
You need to keep it simple. His football is not talking for him, so he needs to keep quiet. In the issue of his transfer, that's very, very dicey. Most United people will not want him to go. They will say, he came from the ranks and everything. From my own opinion, if this is the time to cash out on Marcus Rashford, I think you should let him go. This is the best time to cash out on him. If he doesn't want to sign a contract, you're going to get at least between 70 to 80 million on him. Let him go and buy more hungry players because you're not playing well. And those are the things Ole did not do because when you're not playing well as a player, you should be able to be on the bench. He's not playing well. He deserves to be on the bench. You're supposed to face your football and focus on your football. That's what the manager said. The manager said, why don't you face your football when it comes to the summer? Then you could think about going to another club. The issue about him talking back to the fans, I'm sure he was, so frustrated, but it's just
yeah,
because
yeah.
he's
There was
young.
a build up,
I
and
think
he,
he
he
should have
released
just
a
forgotten about
statement
that
saying
time.
that there has been some people threatening him. He has been receiving, so yeah, he's obviously under a lot of pressure, and at the end of the day, he's human, and maybe he just gave in to all of it, the the
He should he
altercations,
should
things
he
like
face his,
that.
football. That's what he needs to do. He should face his football. That's what
Yeah,
he needs to do. That's
that
the
scene.
talk.
If you watch the video, you it was easily avoidable. We could have just kept walking, but at the end
Yeah,
of the
that's I
day,
saw it.
yeah, he's still very much human. So he tendered an apology, sort of, Marcus Rashford. So like on a brighter note, let's talk about Elanga. Elanga has been He has been in form, and he got his first senior call up for Sweden. So well deserved or too soon?
I know, well deserved. I think he was already on the ranks. He was playing for the under 23 for Sweden. He's been
Yeah,
scoring
yeah.
goals. Well deserved player. Hardworking, brilliant. He wants to learn. Typical the way Marcus Rashford started. And yeah, he's a prospect, and I think he's well deserved, and he's going to go places. Langa is going to go places. Once you have a new manager that believes in him, he's going to go places. He's calm. He wants to learn. He's someone I really rate, and I think is a player for the future. So we should watch out for him. Though I still blame him for, the Atletico go. I think he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
supposed to track back.
The
He was
officiating, yeah,
supposed
the
to track back.
foul.
He was supposed to track back. But he was. Let's just forget about that.
Still have so much to learn, so much potential to be
Yeah, so
unveiled.
much Ellen.
While we're still on call-ups, Sancho did not get. He was not included in the list for the Three Lions. Rashford too. Rashford, well, it's quite understandable, but Sancho he has been in form. Well, to be fair, the attacking players that are available for England, they are quite much, but I still feel Sancho should have made the list. What's your take on that?
Yeah, everything that comes up to Southgate. Southgate has his boys. I think it took Smith Rowe and Smith. I think Sancho should just be a little bit ahead of Smith Rowe. But Smith Rowe is more of a direct footballer. He's just he gives him the ball, tries to score. Sancho again, say against Atletico, Sancho a little bit wasteful. So I'm sure Southgate wanted, he wants this guy to actually, face your football in Man United, try to get the best, to the best form you can get. The Borussia Dortmund form that you were there will call you back to
Yeah,
the team. I think I like what Southgate did. Don't distract him. Let him face his football.
should
Let him get
focus.
form. Let him for the end of the season. Then he can make maybe the World Cup score. So that's good for him. These players need to learn. They need to know they are not doing enough. So once you know that, you try to do more. So you want to play for your country. But when you just feel, it's a merit, they will call me. Like Rashford, they always feels they will call me. But now, first your football, go out there and let's see. Then they'll call you. That's football. That's what I'm expecting.
Yeah, so this our team now, this Manchester United current team, well, has been a lot of argument. It is the player, it is the manager, it is this, it is that. But going into the summer, like Tunde said, like let's just look forward to the summer. We have a lot of there has been a lot of rumor prospects for the next two, that who will be the next manager of Manchester United. We have Pochettino, we have Pochettino from PSG, we have Eric Ten Hag from Ajax, we have Luis Eric from Spain, the current Spain coach, and there are talks of the Sevilla coach too. And there's still I was reading an article recently about Thomas Tuchel, that they are monitoring the whole situation at Chelsea at the moment. Who do you think is the best fit for United going forward? Because we can't keep,
And
like we have,
I
like we started the episode, we talk about the trophy drought. We need somebody to, all this building we are, when are we going to finish building? We need somebody to come into the team like Thomas Tuchel did with Chelsea. Came into the team, he just kicked off and everything was up and running. I think that is what we need. We need a perfect fit. This new manager has to just, he has to be perfect. He has to tick all the boxes. Who do you think is the best fit for Manchester United?
and if you remember about last week or last 2 weeks, they mentioned Ancelotti again in the
Yeah,
ranks.
yeah,
As
yeah, yeah.
part
I
of
saw
the, as
that.
part of the
I
people
saw
they
that.
mentioned. For me, most of these coaches are very good coaches. They are good coaches in their own capacity. But for Enrique, I don't think Enrique doesn't have the kind of players we want in United to do what he wants to do. For Pochettino, yes, he can manage them. For Ten Hag, he's used to building, from the scratch. Uh for me, I don't really have any choice about those managers because I'm so confused. We've had Mourinho, we've had Louis Van Gaal, we've had good managers, and but I think again, it comes again to the recruitment, to our scouting department. So many things that have been wrong. From the top. We had no director of football. We just have made the Fletcher the director of football. So many things have been wrong. In the team, negotiations, giving players contracts, and but for the coaching as perspective now, if I would just say, okay, I want a coach, I'll take Ten Hag. Ten Hag, though, the Dutch league is a smaller league. I
Yeah,
think he
compared to
said he
the
had
Premier.
some testimonial. I think was it in Germany or where, I can't remember where he said he did well. Was it Germany or where? I think he said he did some good things. I only want Ten Hag because of his kind of football. He looks ruthless. He has a plan. For Pochettino, he has all the Premiership experience he did in sports. It was a revelation. But he's gone to PSG now. He's not be able to manage stars. I just sometimes I
There's
just
nothing
want
spectacular. He has Messi, he has Neymar, he has Mbappe, and they are still not grinding the
but
results.
we can't judge him there because even Tuchel also had that problem, and Tuchel did
Yeah,
not perform in PSG, and he also said it in Chelsea that when you're coaching PSG, you have people to manage, you have the players to manage, you have their family, you have so coaching is a
yeah,
different ball game. Everybody cannot be
yeah,
Ferguson, everybody cannot be Wenger, everybody cannot be Ancelotti, but those Man U players, they need proper discipline. So we need a disciplined coach. Ancelotti is a very disciplined coach, but I know sometimes his tactics, it could be so defensive, but they need a proper disciplined coach that will get us back to their feet. Not players that will just be raising their hand during the game, like
yeah.
Fernandez, players that
No
just no,
trespass.
they,
They lose the ball easily. There is no control of the
no,
game.
they
And
need they
there's
need
no remorse. Everybody's just going on social media, tweeting, dropping motivational posts. We do better next time. It never gets better. It's just tiring. It's actually very,
no,
very, very tiring.
no, they
The
need
problem
a
with
better.
Manchester
I'll just go
is
for Tenang.
I've heard that it has been from the top, the owners, the managers, the whole team, down to the players. We just need something has to give. We need something to change going forward. It just has to get better because we can't keep going on this way. It's been 6 consecutive seasons that we have been
Which
without a trophy now. So it's really sad.
the new the new director, the new managing director, Richard Arnold.
Yeah,
He has a lot of work to do. He has to know that he has to learn from the mistakes from Woodward. And to he has to do things. And sometimes I don't always like saying this. But is a true fact. We need to forget about Ferguson. The way Liverpool has
yeah,
forgotten about all this. We
yeah.
need to forget about
We're
Ferguson. You need to forget about
yeah,
saying
and just
you want to
move
get this from.
forward.
Fine, you can get
Yeah,
an
there
advice
were
from
news that he
Ferguson.
was part of the team for to select the new manager, and I saw that and I was like, again, like he
You
was
need to
they
forget
were
about Ferguson.
consulting like again. When do we move forward from this
Forget
peggy
about
time?
Ferguson. Forget that's what they did. They did Moyes, they did Marino, they did Solskjaer, giving this Ferguson. But
Yeah,
those
yeah,
are not. You need a new structure. You need someone let this team face what they have to do. Give them time. Let them do. Rangnick is a good DOF. He did well in Moscow. He did it well in
yeah,
Germany. Leave him up there. He's disciplined enough. At least he shows discipline in that Man U team. He can substitute anybody. You show he's in charge. He can sub
yeah,
Ronaldo. Put him up there. Let them let us try something new. Let's go for hungry players. Let's scout players in France, in Holland. Even in the Coca-Cola League, hungry players that will come and they're ready to pay for the badge. We don't need to start saying we want. We don't need to say we want to sign a player. It should be in the news for the whole week. Before, let's
yeah.
just sign a player,
It's like
15 million, 18
Sancho
million.
scenario. Yeah,
Get these boys running, and you see the best out of them. The boys that don't want to play. I saw an article about 12 or 13 players that are likely to leave this season. I was like, oh wow, we're just giving them money. Solskjaer kept giving contracts, giving
yeah.
matter
The
contracts,
pay
giving
the pay structure is absolutely terrible. The pay
you
structure
know,
is
you know
absolutely
that,
terrible.
that's you can't have a business and run it that way. You don't want Lingard to go. You didn't play him. So many. We just the structure has been terrible. You just don't waste money. Pogba would have been so like 2 seasons ago that made money for him. You'll be
Yeah, no,
begging him.
it's coming for free
Let these
now.
boys go. And that's one thing I like about Rangnick. He said anybody that doesn't want to play for the club, let them go. That's his own mind. That's a good mindset. Anybody that don't want to go, let them go. He said it to Rashford to face your football when he gets to summer. Talk to your agent if you want to go, you can go. The clubs you should run. See Liverpool. They are trying to. If Salah may go, Mane may go. They already bought the ass. They're already trying something new. Nobody's indispensable. They're gonna go. That's
Yeah,
a team that has
they have
structure.
built.
They're already building. Yeah, that's what we should look at. See, even Bayern, they have not given Muller contract. They have not given Lewandowski contract. Yeah, those they are trying to. These boys are getting old. You want new legs. 1 year. That's what it should be. You don't need to beg any player to sign. Let them go. United is bigger than that. So that's it. But I think let's just. I'll go with Hernan because of his structure. He worked with Van der Sar. He has a good relationship with the United legend. There are so many things he's going to do. In that aspect for the coach.
Okay. That has been it on this episode of Footy with Manchester United Fan Corner. It has been fun talking football with you, Oba and Babatunde had to leave. So guys, follow us on our social media page, subscribe to our YouTube channel.